subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos are. Well, you can probably hear me just recording them. It's like bellow out, but no, let's put them out on YouTube. Although YouTube, not doing so good at sending notifications. So you hit the like, share, subscribe button. All those things are good. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. My channel is doing phenomenally well, and it's staying roughly at the same numbers because YouTube keeps taking people away. But people are subscribing every day. So if you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube will unsubscribe you without blinking. That's all good stuff. Also, comment is very, very, very good. You know what else is really good? Screenrant. Screenrant absolutely loves me. Screenrant, they keep writing about Doctor Who. They keep writing about Doctor Who, and normally that interests me. What interests me really, really much about Screenrant's articles is their breathtaking ignorance. Their breathtaking ignorance about Doctor Who. You know, they don't let that be any barrier to putting forth their opinion whatsoever. They just roll it out. You know, it's in genre. We've learned to say, why are they doing that? Because nothing matters. Nothing matters other than whatever idea they're using your favorite franchise as a platform for. Nothing matters. And then we've actually found out that's bled through into the real world now. Like, you know, I was watching the news yesterday, and like Hunter Biden, who seems to be a crack addict to me, like a guy desperately addicted to crack, who broke the law, lied on his gun background check for his gun. Was on the news, and it was a very sympathetic piece. He was a victim, and then his father, the former vice president, gets up and says, we need better background checks because your son lied on it. I don't know, but again, nothing matters. So that's really the world of 2021. So with that said, we've gone from the global, we're going to the sublime to ridiculous. We're going to be looking at Screenrant's article on Doctor Who, the 10 dumbest Dalek master plans. Now, they may have actually hit gold here, because when you think about most of the Dalek master plans, they are a bit strange. They are a bit strange. Some of them are like, well, really? Was that the idea? So maybe they hit on something. Probably not, but almost certainly there'll be breathtaking stupidity we're going to be able to take the piss out of, which is what we like to do on the channel. As I said, like, share, subscribe, fight against YouTube. While I'm very grateful for giving the platform, fight against their deplatforming me. That'd be really great. Comments very good. Go check out my Indiegogo. Notes in the video note. It's ending soon. I want to end it at about a week from now, right? I want to end it a week from now. It's going to be on Israeli Independence Day. Yom HaTzmaut. It's supposed to be a very holy day. That's the plan. But what I want to do before we end, they're 2 graphic novels. They're both brilliant. Go and check them out. You get a bunch of extras. You can buy the extras on their own. It's you get these for the male gaze cards. Keeping the British end up. Party like it's 1999. Don't even think it's citizen. No hanky panky in the TARDIS. Oh yes, there is. I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. And the recent one we just added is the Force is female. We have to zoom in because it's so good. The Force is so very female. Me and Jabba are completely on the same page of this one. So you get all those. Well, we're nearly at 10 grand. When we hit 8 grand, everyone's going to get this A2 poster as well. You can add it on as an add-on. There's also this Capaldi poster. The eyes have it, and Great Balls of Fire is another add-on. But anyway, so what we're going to end the campaign with, I'm going to commission it today. I'm going to send Dominic, the artist, on this wonderful artwork, the brief today. What I want to do is a Tom Baker in full, costume, but as he is out now with white hair, and do Liz Sladen as Sarah Jane, as she was, in the Sarah Jane adventures, but and have them at the helm of the TARDIS, adventuring forever. That I just have this wonderful idea of they adventured forever together, and they're still out there somewhere, and the Fourth Doctor grew old for Sarah Jane. It just brings a tear to my eye to even think. So anyway, when I get that poster done, that's when we're wrapping up. I'm aiming for it being about a week from now, but just under a week from now. Fine, let's look at this article. It's Doctor Who, the 10 dumbest Dalek master plans. So again, maybe they struck gold. Let's see. Doctor's greatest enemies may in fact be the Daleks, but even these bad guys were capable of the absolute worst master plans ever. Really? Let's see what you got to say. The world's longest running science fiction series. You know, it was disputed for a long time, but it was the longest running science fiction series. When it was off the air, Stargate SG-1 that had run for like 9 years said, no, we are the longest running. And it said, well, what about, 63 to 89 Doctor Who? Let's see. It can go for quite a while, 26 years. No. Stargate was in continuous production. I'm like, I think so was Doctor Who. But anyway, that's long forgotten now. So now we're back to calling it the longest running science fiction show. Since Science Fiction, give or take a few gaps. Well, there was that long run from 89 to 2005. But I say it still ran. I say it was still going. If it was still living in books, in audios, in the fandom. Fandom was pretty good when Doctor was off the air. We were more divided then, that's certainly. We were more united then. We were much more divided now. Well, I think the most united we've ever been was when it came back, and I think the 50th anniversary. And it's still running part the same continuity. Yeah, if you squint, right? And I believe it is. I think you have it, but you really got to squint. There's a lot of stuff you got to like shoehorn in. During that time, the TARDIS has been filled with many different companions, and the Doctor has many different faces. Well, a few constants during their nearly 60 years since the show started is the Daleks. Well, that's because the Daleks saved the show, right? The fiercest of all the Doctor Who's enemies. Fiercest? I can hear them saying, like the most dangerous, sure. Fiercest? I'm not sure. I think Yetis are fierce, aren't they? The Daleks and the cybernetic personifications are the cybernetic personifications of hate and prejudice. A race of alien tanks aims to exterminate the galaxy. Nevertheless, despite often being considered a match for the Doctor's intelligence, the Daleks have had a few terrible plans over the years. Okay, but they're still saying the same thing. All right, they're still like going round and round saying the same bloody thing. Fine, so number 10, the word is failing to win a war against a single ship in Destiny of the Daleks. Well, wait a minute. We only saw one Magellan ship. But we assume there were more, right? I think that was just representative, right? We assume there were more. They came and buried it. Again, they don't let their deep ignorance of Doctor Who be any barrier at all. God bless them. Throughout their existence, the Daleks have always been positioned as the ultimate evil. The race contained cunning, spiteful monsters who live to destroy and conquer. The fourth Doctor Omega found this out in the classic story Genesis of the Daleks, but its direct follow-up. It wasn't a direct follow-up. It was, Genesis of the Daleks was in season 12. Destiny was in season 17. That's like a good 5-year gap. One was at the beginning of his reign, one was towards the end of his reign. Okay, whatever. But it's very follow-up. The Destiny of the Daleks undid some of that work in that the Daleks of Skaro are at war with the Magellans, a race of androids, but their plan to destroy them is stalled because both sides' tactical computers are stuck in a stalemate. Okay, I'm not seeing a problem right now. The Daleks are the ultimate conquerors, so failing to outthink androids that's what made... Really? That was... Okay. The disco out... Okay. Can't win a war against disco aliens. Maybe. That would have been better if you want to do genocide. Okay, no. Okay. Morons! Hide in a big space-time bubble. Again, sounds like a pretty good idea, right? It's the way they can only really... Okay, whatever. Doomsday. In the second season finale of the Doctor Who modern revamp, I think revival's better than revamp, the Cybermen have successfully managed to invade Earth. That really wasn't that great. Yeah, honestly, I would like to have seen a few Daleks go down at the hands of Cybermen. Look, if freaking, Egyptian slaves can take out a Dalek in Dalek Master Plan, right, with the spears, If they could do that, a couple of Cybermen should be able to take down a bloody Dalek, for God's sake. I don't mind the Daleks winning, but like the Cybermen should have had a bit more, a bit more juice than they did. If it wasn't bad, if that wasn't bad enough, the mysterious bubble-like void ship opens up to reveal the Daleks known as the Cult of Skaro. It's an exciting moment when the season finale finally shows how formidable the Daleks are compared to the Doctor's other major race opponents, the Cybermen. Yeah, I just talked about it, didn't like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't excuse the fact that Daleks plan was merely to hide in a giant bubble until the end of time, a cowardly act, which isn't very Dalek. Again, who is this idiot? It's so Dalek of them. This is a definite Crystal Capel. Watch some Doctor Who, mate. They watch some before you write about it. Turning Earth into a giant spaceship. I kind of like that. What's wrong with that one? Man, they're batting a perfect 0 so far. Okay. The epic Dalek Invading Earth storyline from the black and white second season of the show's original run was at the time the biggest Doctor Who story ever attempted. Yeah. I love the story, but I love the bravado of like trying to make this massive stuff. Although Daleks were huge, had ever attempted. And was adapted into a movie starring Peter Cushing. The 6-part story had the first Doctor and companions arrive on a future Earth where the Daleks have conquered the planet. Also, they had Mr. Rumbold from Are You Being Served as a dodgy, what's the word, black marketeer, right? So it was a bit of a weird casting, but yeah, Mr. Rumbold. And companions arrive on a future Earth and conquer the planet. There's a couple of good Big Finish stories set there. Great Colin Baker one called Masters of the Earth. Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant story, and yeah, you put Nicola Bryant in it. That makes me happy about anything. Set during the Dalek occupation Earth, which I do recommend. It's pretty good. From the beginning, the Doctor suspects the Daleks have something planned other than conquest. Yes, don't you realize you have to destroy all life on Earth, you poor pathetic fools. The final episode reveals that they simply wanted to turn this planet into a giant spaceship and cruise around the galaxy in bed. It sounds like a great plan. My God, I mean, like, look, the cost of having a planet-size moving space station to invade planet. What's dumb about that? Why didn't they do this with an uninhabited planet? Well, now you're making a good point. Uninhabited planet without the there's so many ways you can retcon this in your head. Come on, the Earth's position in the galaxy makes it a very convenient place to launch invasions from, right? Whatever conditions, some unique conditions. Who gives a crap? Just work. It doesn't matter. Fine. Create a human Dalek hybrid. Yeah, listen. It was okay on paper. It didn't really work in real life. I'm afraid. The Dalek human hybrid. They thought it would be a great cliffhanger. And they did. The Russell T Davies did spoil the lack of that cliffhanger having an effect with the Radio Times spoiling it. Right? They had the monster on the cover a week before it was on, and Russell T Davies was like, "No, don't do it." But it didn't work because the actor wasn't very good. The idea wasn't very good. Lots of it wasn't good. I like the Daleks in Manhattan though. I do think the Art Deco-ness of the 1930s Empire State Building really works with the Dalek design. When the elevator doors open up and the eye stalk comes out, it's perfect. It's really, really good. And I do like how when the Daleks talk amongst themselves, the eye stalk looks around to see if anybody's listening. That stuff I really enjoy. Other than that, yeah, this is a bit of a double. Let's see what stupidity they got to say. When the 10th Doctor, David Tennant and Martha Freeman Agyeman, arrive in 1930 in New York, they discover that a lot of people have gone missing without explanation. It turns out the Cult of Skaro. No, it's just one of us. Dalek Sec, isn't it? No, it's the Cult of Skaro. After fleeing into time at the end of season 2, have begun experiments to create a Dalek human hybrid. Ultimately, they succeed, and Dalek sect emerge with a human body. The only problem is none of the Daleks seem to know why he's bothering to make this hybrid. Yeah, I mean, because they basically were the last 4 Daleks in existence. They figured that's the only way they can survive. But still, the only problem is that why they're bothering to make the hybrid, which results in a far weaker species they end up killing anyway. Plus, as revealed in Genesis, before the Daleks, before being the Daleks, they were very human-like Carlins anyway. So this regression is not. This is regression, not evolution. Fine, I'm going to give you that. Well, you get 1 out of 10 so far. Not doing well. Chase a doctor around time and get blown up. That wasn't their plan. That wasn't their plan. And look, Terry Nation's plan was to do the chase, right? And he like going from place to place. He's not very good at writing like plots, right? So if you just change location each week, it gets exciting, right? It's but that wasn't their plan to get blown up. But let's see what they got. When the first Doctor was the chase. Showcases the first time the Daleks ever used time travel. It's also infamous for one of the silliest Dalek stories the Doctor ever produced. Well, there is the one in the Chamber of Horrors in the haunted mansion where they arrive and they get menaced by robot Frankenstein and Dracula. I just put I had in my head again. You have to retcon this stuff in your head, but I had in my head that they're in some kind of futuristic game park that's been left and is run out of control, and they actually are deadly. Okay, but again, you got to add a lot in to make that to make that work. The Daleks are able to track the Doctor's TARDIS and so begin the epic chase across time and space as the Doctor attempts to evade and stop his mortal enemies. With quite some, I kind of like the incidental music through that. It was on piano. And you see the Dalek ship and the TARDIS throughout space. I liked it. The problem with the first the problem with the Daleks' plan is the Doctor can predict their movements and they're very late every time. Listen, when Peter Purvis shows up as an American Texan tourist at the top of Empire State Building, it wasn't Doctor Who's fun. It was fun. Although, Rusty Davies did say, like, when they land there, they make a note and say, "Oh, this building could be useful," which is why they used it in the Daleks in Manhattan. They write about it. The second problem is all the silly things that they fail to overcome, including an encounter with Frankenstein's monster. I did mention that. Who their weapons are ineffective against. Well, maybe they're like he's like a holograms or something. And the battle with the ridiculous spear like robot mechanized. Well, again, you know. They cut it, the way they realize it on camera in 1965. It's not going to look that impressive. You have to make a leap of imagination to make that work. And again, if you knew and loved Doctor Who, you would know that. But they are somehow evenly matched with. Well, again, Big Finish does a story where the mechanoids were invented by Davros. It's got Melanie Bush. It's a Body Langford story. It's actually quite. It's Melanie Bush, and is it Seventh Doctor? I think. Let Davros do whatever he wants until he kills them. Resurrection of the Daleks. No, that was not the plan. That's how it worked out. Okay, you're 1 for 10 so far. Not good. While Genesis Daleks is one of the finest Doctor Who stories has ever produced, it did have the unintended side effect of diminishing the Daleks in favour of their creator Davros. I agree. Finally, you say something I agree with. Who had the limelight from that point until the series returned in 2005. Fair point. Well, I say till Big Finish started doing Dalek stories. One of the Daleks' lowest moments was their ill-advised plan to plan the fifth Doctor story, Peter Davison adventure, Resurrection of Daleks. The first of the Daleks completely failed to assault a prison ship. What are you talking about? They succeeded in assaulting the prison ship, and they get that. They completely succeeded. But I'm thinking this must be a small splinter force of Daleks, which is why they have the mercenaries wearing the silly Dalek hats, which I didn't really like. Second, they inexplicably lost the war with the android Movellans. Not inexplicably, Movellans created a virus attacking the organic part of them. Finally, they put their trust in Davros to solve all their problems, which backfires spectacularly as he just kills all of them. He doesn't just kill. Oh my God, no! He takes a splinter force, right, and that's what starts a revolution between the Daleks, and makes the white Daleks and the grey Daleks, and Davros being in charge of the white Daleks. I mean, look, they're living. This person is living in a fact-free environment. Yeah, a fact-free environment. But again, 2021 is a fact-free environment. Lock up insane Daleks and get the Doctor to help destroy them. Again, that wasn't the plan. They locked up insane Daleks because they don't want to destroy Daleks, and then the only person who can go in there is the Doctor. A lot of people didn't like Silent with the Daleks. I did. I like Matt Smith. I like the TARDIS crew. I like the part of the Daleks. I like the whole thing, actually. I did. I think it's a fun Dalek-y story. The Modern Era Season 7 episode, Asylum Daleks, is important because it introduces the 11th Doctor to the mysterious mystery surrounding the future companion, Clara Oswald. Yes! Her introduction in that, while being somewhat irritating and annoying as a character, was clever. And I like how they foreshadowed that. While Oswald's shocking early appearance was a highlight of the episode, the return of the classic Doctor Who designs was a close second. Okay, unfortunately, the main Dalek plan is as flawed as it is nonsensical. It makes again. Explain it. How's it nonsensical? The Daleks have never bothered keeping defected Daleks around, so they should have destroyed all the old Dalek types already. No, I think they have respect for them. Right? I think this added layer and depth to the Daleks. They should have really known better when they recruited their ultimate enemy, the Doctor, to help them out. But they can't have been shocked when it all went wrong. It all went right. He did exactly what they wanted, didn't they? I really can't remember how the episode ended. But yeah, no, you're still 1 for 10. The human factor. They may be right with this one. The human factor was a bit of a weird idea. They wanted to find out what was that elusive human factor that made them keep beating the Daleks, and then from that they work out the Dalek factor, and they want to make instill the Dalek factor in humans, so they make them more defeatable. But instead, the Doctor instills a human factor in Daleks, creating a Dalek revolution, destroying the Daleks. It was, at the time, it was a final end. Yes, Jamie, a final end. 1963, the second Dalek second Doctor, not Dalek, second Doctor, Patrick Troughton, was written to be the final Dalek story. While they obviously did return, it wouldn't be for another 5 years, so it marked the only classic Doctor Who appearance of the true Emperor Dalek. I guess, yes, fine. But what other one is he? What, the TV21 one, which I kind of preferred myself? The 7-part Daleks, the 7-part story would ultimately be the ultimate Doctor Who battle. Should have been the ultimate Doctor Who Dalek battle, but was let down by the Daleks' truly unimpressive plot. In short, listen. The journey you had to get there was fantastic. When you were basically using Jamie to experiment on him to get the human factor. In short, they plan to evolve the Daleks with the human factor to make them more human. No. They're trying to distill the human factor to erase it from humanity. They should have just waited to 2021. Okay, that did the trick. This plan fails immediately as it simply makes a humanized Dalek less willing to serve. Yeah, no, you completely don't understand the plot. You don't even understand the basic plot points of the story. You've never seen it. You've never read it. You've never heard it. You're a moron. Again, I like how you let your complete ignorance not stop you talking about something. It's wonderful. You should run for Congress. And sets off a symbol that destroys all the Daleks and Skaro. So plot them to kill the Master for reasons, but let the Doctor go. Doctor the movie. I think we should start calling that Enemy Within, right? It was never the movie. I don't know what do you want to go. In between the last episode of the classic 1989 and the start of the 2005 run, the first attempt to resurrect the show was with this TV movie in '96, which introduced the ex-Doctor Paul McGann. while the master... Oh, man. I'm recording this on Friday, and I can smell my wife making the Sabbath food upstairs. Man, that smells good. I don't know what she's making, but it smells really good. Okay, well, the Master Eric Roberts would be the main villain of the story. The Daleks. They sounded nothing like Daleks. They sound awful. Whatever, short roll at the beginning. You don't even see... Oh, he does mention the Daleks. Oh, man, I got another waft of that. What is that? What is she making? It smells so good. At the beginning of the... This article's so annoying. I want to be distracted by anything. Whatever, short roll at the beginning of the movie, which stands as one of their worst moments. Okay, agreed. Basically, the plan is to execute the Master for unspecified reasons and let their most hated enemy, the Doctor, collect the remains and leave. I kind of like that. I kind of like this, like, we have this, like, where enemies were matched, it's a detente, and he's going to... I don't think it was a dumb plan. And that was not a plan, even. It all goes wrong for the Doctor, but the Daleks weren't to know that. Yeah, it wasn't even a plan. Okay. Get the Doctor to say they are the Daleks. Victory of the... That doesn't sound like a stupid plan. The stupid plan was the Teletubby Daleks. Although the weird thing about the Teletubby Daleks is this. If you look at the design of them, they look great on paper. They look great as models. They look great as action figures. They look great in pretty much everything apart from on screen. They wanted to make them the same height with Matt Smith so he can look directly in the eye. I think something about the Daleks being a little bit shorter makes them a bit like oh, I'm gonna kill you all! They're like really intense about it, you know. That was it. That was a bad idea of them. Although I think, I wish they would deploy like some special weaponry or something out that big hump in the back, which is what I figured they were going to do. But no, I guess not. Possibly the most infamous Dalek story of the Doctor Modern Victory of the Daleks. I think Asylum of the Daleks is more disliked. Is both a retread of the second Doctor story, The Power of the Daleks. No, I am your servant. I got that a little bit, but not really. The Daleks pretend to be servant robots and introduce the revolved, chunky, multicolored toy-like redesign, which was swiftly abandoned. Swiftly abandoned. The plan is equally poor. The Daleks need the Doctor to confirm their identity to the progenitor. Yeah, because wasn't this the... Aren't these the remnants of the Daleks we saw in Series 1, which were basically made out of human DNA so they wouldn't be recognized as Daleks? So they needed the Doctor they needed somebody to attest their Daleks. I guess they got the Doctor to do it. It does sound like a bad plan, and it seemed to work, right? It seemed to work. They did have victory. I mean, okay. The Doctor needs to confirm the identity of the progenitor. To the progenitor genetic archive so they can resurrect their race, begging the question of which the Dalek thought. Begging the question of which Dalek thought that would be a good idea. Well, they're very into genetic purity. They don't want non-pure Daleks making Daleks. Ew. Furthermore, this is yet another plan that goes perfectly and immediately results in the destruction of the new genetically pure. In their destruction, the new genetically poor. Color-coded Daleks arrive and exterminate their creators on sight. Yeah, and they're happy about it because they're massive racists. Oh, God, this guy's so stupid. Screenrant, never change. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Your stupidity is just delicious. Never change, darling. My name is Sheila Beckin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. Yeah!